For more on Venezuela's impact on the region, I spoke with someone with first-hand knowledge of the situation. Sharina Henriquez is the chief editor of BonDia Aruba, and I began by asking her exactly how Venezuela's neighbors are being affected.
Well, you can see a lot more people actually, or tourists from Venezuela coming because they don't need a visa. So what happened, instead of them returning, they're staying here. So you cannot actually talk about refugees yet. Refugees in a sense that are coming with boats. And yeah, of course they are coming, but not like in big numbers like we see in Europe. So yeah, they're coming like with a plane and then they're staying here. And it's affecting us because in a way that a lot of them are working like illegally. We have them working in construction. We have them working also in prostitution. So in that way, we are affected by them. But still, it's not like a picture you see in Europe that they are like coming in really, really big numbers yet.
Well, Aruba's economy heavily dependent on tourism, and there have been reports of increased crime with these Venezuelan refugees. Has that deterred tourists yet? Are you seeing that have an impact so far?
Not really on tourism, but also because I think that the Venezuelans themselves are also our tourists. So it's very difficult for us to distinguish which ones are coming here to do like the illegal things and which one are coming here for just leisure. But what we do see is that the people, especially the local people, see that there is a crime rise and they are blaming the refugees, or like to say, the Venezuelan people for it.
You know, in June, the parliaments of the Netherlands, Aruba, Curacao and St. Martin sent a request to the kingdom government to draft a plan of action in case of a full-blown crisis in Venezuela. So what progress has been made on that front?
Well, that's a good one because I think it's more or still on paper. There is not really a joint plan yet in the kingdom. That's one of the things that worries us also, because what is it if it's really happening? What if the boats are coming here and they first come to Aruba because we are closest? So there's not yet question of a joint plan, but what you do see is that, for example, the Red Cross of the islands are working together and they're starting to make yeah, some arrangements for if they're coming. We do have recently from the government a plan for like a shelter when they're coming, but that also is something that we cannot see yet how far it is and if it's coming. But from the kingdom itself, and especially the big country Holland, we don't have yet anything like a plan or like, for example, some kind of help for us here.
What do you think the impact is going to be on Aruba's economy if the Venezuelan crisis indeed intensifies?
Well, we also do business with them. So a large part of actually our economy is depending also on the let's say what we earn in Venezuela. For example, the aviation. We have a lot of local aviation companies who are in big problems because they cannot get the money out of Venezuela. And also you see already the down drop in Venezuelan tourists who were also big spenders here, because you have two groups. You have the rich Venezuelans and you have the poor ones. And in that category, the rich ones, you see also a down spiral. So it's affecting our tourism in that way.
In the meantime, Venezuelan President Maduro has been rejecting international aid. Peru is calling for the South American trade bloc to pressure Venezuela to accept this aid. Do you think that that will have an impact?
I'm not sure yet. I have to tell you, this is going on for a couple of years now. So when is it really a crisis? I think for us as a small island, it is a crisis when the boats are coming. I think that if you see that still there are a lot of Venezuelan people coming here also and selling, for example, food, so they can get money back for them to buy expensive food in their country. So it's very complex. I think that what is really necessary, I think, is that for the people there, that they can have just in some way an influence on the government there. That will be I think, the biggest solution for the crisis there.
Well, we're seeing today employees of Venezuela's state-run oil company, PDVSA, actually selling their uniforms in order to get food. If oil stays at these current levels, what do you anticipate?
Well, we anticipate, actually, we were very dependent of them also because we just opened actually a refinery back, and you never guess, but the owner of that refinery is indirect, is PDVSA itself. So for us, it's very, very strange situation that on the other hand, you have a bad situation of PDVSA in Venezuela, and there are just took over a refinery here and to do business. So it will be really strange. We are also wondering what we are going to get here. I can say that a lot of Venezuelan people are applying for jobs here, and so it's like I said, it's a very complex situation. On one hand, we as Aruban people depend a lot on Venezuela. On the other hand, of course, we don't want how do you say the bad negative sides from the government there affecting us.